What's up, guys? My name is Aaron, and today I'm going to be doing a Tiermaker list where I rank some of 2020's albums that have come out and put them in the appropriate tier, which I believe that they should fit in. Five, yeah, that's five of them. Five of them are based on how much I enjoyed or did not enjoy the album, and one of them is just a slot for if I didn't know your album, I can't properly give you a good take. Now, I will be including some of those that I've briefly listened to. Um, so that's just the nature of how I'm deciding to do this. If I listen to your album maybe like once or twice or just gotten an idea, I may not have a very strong opinion on it, but it'll be still on this list because at least I got to become familiar with that album. So, without further ado, let's start by dumping every single album that I didn't get to know this year into the I don't know tier. Ava Max, I didn't get to listen to that. I don't know what that album is. I don't know what that album is. We're on a good run so far. I don't know the Galantis album. That one. Nope. Who are you? Who are you? This is Little Mix, I'm sure. Who is this? That's a Megan Trainor album. Good thing I didn't listen to that. Otherwise, I probably would have put it somewhere not so favorable. But I mean, maybe I would have. Maybe I would have. Maybe I would have been surprised. I'm really ashamed to say that I thought that was a Mac Miller album. Turns out that that's a Sam Smith album, and I didn't get to listen to it. That's incredibly embarrassing. I feel embarrassed by just admitting that. No Megan Thee Stallion albums on my radar from this year. And a Megan Trainor album. So that's that, right? Okay, who is this? Euphoric Sad Songs? Who is that? I gotta see this. Euphoric Sad Songs. Who is Ray? Yeah, no, I've not listened to it. This is very recent too, huh? Just last month. Okay. Well, I mean, we have an even more recent album. Frickin' Taylor Swift's Evermore just made it on here, and it's like, what? It's been barely just 16 and a half hours after it's been released. All right. Let's dive in to this. We got 14 albums to rank. Let's make this pretty quick. Changes by Justin Bieber is Pain. There's nothing that I really liked about this album. The production felt flat. His vocal performances felt uninspired. And just overall, like I really want to like new Bieber, but I just can't, which is unfortunate. I think he's a really talented vocalist, but I just don't find his music to really do it for me. So I still like you, Justin. You know, One Less Lonely Girl was an incredible song. Okay, Carly Rae Jepsen, dedicated side B, good. Dedicated, the A sides from last year were phenomenal. That probably would have been the truth for me. Good because I haven't really, partially is because I didn't really get to spend so much time with it this year. But overall, still pretty solid. Window is going to be stuck in my head for quite a while, so that's a standout song for me anyway. But it's good. I liked it. Charlie XCX's How I'm Feeling Now, amazing, great, fantastic, phenomenal. It is incredible. A.G. Cook really did his thing on it. Just very nice, good hyper pop. But again, just like with side B with Carly Rae Jepsen, I should have spent more time with it, and if I did, probably would bump it up to the truth. Future Nostalgia is the truth for me. I think it is an incredibly solid project from top to bottom. Radio hit after radio hit. Dua's vocal performances are really solid, very, very great in the studio. I don't really know what else to say. There is to say. Some of the biggest songs that have come out this year are from this album. Very solid body of work. I'm very happy for her because I didn't know what to expect from her self-titled album a few years ago, and she really outdid herself with this new one. Very nice, defined sound, retro sound. Now, Evermore just came out, and I did listen to it like the moment it came out, and that is great. It's a very, very nice, solid album. Um, it is very similar to Folklore, of course, and as you're going to see, I'm going to put Folklore as a truth. So, by extension, Evermore should probably be on that tier after I spend a little bit more time with it. But there's a very special place in my heart for Folklore. Morning drives on a road trip. A few months after this came out, I love that album. Aaron Dessner is just an incredible musician behind the project, very solid producer for this new direction that Taylor Swift is going into. I loved Lover. I thought that was a fantastic album, but I think Folklore is just on an entirely new level. The depth that it goes, the depth to which it extends is incredible for me. It is a very nice and pleasant listen throughout. Chromatica by Gaga, good. Maybe I'm just biased that I liked older Gaga's older work from her. I definitely did like this one compared to her 2016 album. I can't even remember what the name of that is, but I gave that one a run through or two, and it felt like okay. Joanne, that's what it was. This one was a lot more fun than Joanne, but it's good. It could be great, but for now it is good. Positions, I think, borders on being great compared to good. But its main like for me, the main thing that holds it back is really its production. I'm not a huge fan of the aesthetic, though I understand that maybe that's what they were going for, and I feel very similarly about Thank You Next. It just feels a little bit rough around the edges for me. Like I don't really like the dark veil that it sounds like it's being played through. But if it were a lot cleaner, I probably would have had it as the truth. I love Ariana Grande's performances. She sounds incredible. The writing here too is pretty good. You know, not like it blows me away, but it is good. So borderline great, maybe good on some days, but great for the most part for me. Halsey's Manic is great. What a solid project. This is I think this is her best album so far. There was a uniqueness to Badlands. Sonically, the sonic footprint of Badlands to me was very noticeable. And she kind of lost that in a way when she went into Hopeless Fountain Kingdom. I think that's what it was. God, I need to remember these. Hopeless Fountain Kingdom. Is that what it is? Yeah, that's what it was. And I don't feel like she necessarily has that that vibe from Badlands, and she doesn't need to. But I feel like this is a much more mature project comparative to the other two. So I'm really happy that she came out with Badlands, a very nice project. I mean, sorry, I'm very happy that she came out with Manic. Very good project, very solid project. Great. Katy Perry's Smile, I liked it more on initial release than I do now. I think it's still good. I think it's a solid project, but it's missing a little something, and it didn't stick for me. So I'm going to put it as good for now. Yeah, let's move on. Miley Cyrus, this is borderline. I'm gonna say it's good. I wouldn't say it necessarily borderlines on being great, though some of the singles off of this are great. But overall, as a project, it's good. I like it. I can listen to it. But I wouldn't really place it any higher. Maybe over time, but so far it's just been Miley fitting her role and her voice fitting very well, nicely with the production. But for my tastes, I thought it was just good. Just solid enough for me. Sawayama. Oh God, this is the absolute truth. Sawayama is probably my favorite pop album of the year. That's really and it's competing with The Weeknd and Dua Lipa. Sawayama is. I wish more people knew about her music, and I think that's going to happen. I am very optimistic about more people being fortunate enough to hear Sawayama's Rina's music. From top to bottom, this is like what I feel like maybe Britney Spears would have been. it's just that nice sort of aesthetic from the 2000s, but really polished up for today. And it's got a really nice mix of rock and pop. It's a beautiful album. It's super well produced. Rena is incredible with her vocals, incredible with her performances. Songwriting, melody, top line, everything about this album, so much of it is really perfectly done. I know it's subjective, but I feel very strongly about this album. I think it is incredible. Sawayama is the truth. Selena Gomez, she tried. She tried. Definitely closer to good than pain. But there wasn't really much that I felt was incredible about this. I did like look at her now. I like that single a lot. But Lose You to Love Me was okay. Selena's not a particularly strong vocalist, but for the most part, like, she did all right. She did all right with this one. Rare was a fine album. I'm not a huge Selena Gomez fan either, so that's where I put it. You tried. She got real close, though. She got real close. It could be good on some days, but for the most part, that's where she stays. At least she's not in that tier, not with Justin Bieber. And finally, The Weeknd, After Hours is the truth. I don't know what else to say, man. The truth is, it's like, sorry, After Hours is the truth. Probably his best project that I've listened to. I haven't listened to Trilogy, so I can't really comment on that. But for me, I much prefer this over Starboy, and I do prefer this over the Call Out My Name EP. Very, very incredible album, and also just the effort that he put into promoting this album this year. It's just a ton of work that he's put into it. So I guess it's unfortunate that no Grammy, but whatever. This is my list. This is my Tiermaker list of 2020 albums that have come out. Unfortunately, I can't rank about half of them, but within this little box right here, 12 of the 14 here are good to the truth. So I did enjoy most of it. I enjoyed most of this for sure. And I think I probably would say the same if I had listened to all these other ones. But this is my list. I feel pretty nice about it. But some days more than others, they might shuffle. The truth, though, always will stay the truth. Otherwise, I would not put it as the truth. Like, these albums have like such an impact on me. And that's why I put it up that high. Anyway, thanks for watching the video, and I hope to talk to you in another one. See ya.